So, you're dreaming of the Philippines, right? The incredible beaches, the vibrant culture, that amazing lifestyle, it's a beautiful picture. But before you pack everything up, there's that one huge practical question we all have to ask. What is it actually going to cost? Well, today, we're going to break down the numbers and give you a real-world guide to your budget so you know exactly what you're getting into.
Yeah, this is the big one. It's the question on everyone's mind. Is the Philippines really the budget paradise everyone talks about, or are there some hidden costs lurking that could totally throw you off? Let's dive in and figure it out.
And here it is, the big reveal, the secret sauce to the whole thing. There is no single magic number for the cost of living. It all comes down to one simple thing: your lifestyle. It's a spectrum, and where you fall on it depends on whether you're going to go full local or if you need to hang on to those Western comforts from back home.
Okay, let's jump right into the deep end with the single biggest piece of your budget puzzle: housing. Seriously, this one decision right here is going to have the most dramatic impact on your monthly expenses, period.
You've pretty much got two main paths you can go down. On one side, you've got the Western comfort route. Think a modern condo building, probably with security, maybe a gym or a pool, right in the middle of an expat-heavy area. And on the other side, you can dive into a more local experience, renting in a regular neighborhood, away from all those main hubs.
And this is where things get really interesting. Just look at this price difference. A nice, secure one-bedroom condo? You're probably starting at around 250 euros a month, and it can go up from there. But if you choose to live local, you could find a decent place for as little as 50 euros. I mean, that is a massive savings right out of the gate.
All right, next up, let's talk about what you're going to eat. Just like with housing, your daily diet is another one of those areas where your personal choices can make a gigantic difference to your bottom line.
So you got to ask yourself, are you the kind of person who just needs their imported cheese, their specific brand of coffee, their olives? Or are you excited to jump in and explore all the incredible local Filipino foods? Your answer to that is going to have a huge effect on your grocery bill.
And here's what that choice looks like in cold, hard cash. If you stick to those imported Western foods, you could easily be looking at a monthly grocery bill of 500 euros for one person. But if you go local, that number plummets to just 100 euros. That's a 400 euro difference every single month.
And what about eating out? Well, the great news here is that this part of your budget is super flexible. You can get an amazing, authentic meal at a local spot, what they call a carinderia, for just a couple of euros. Or you can head to a mall for a sit-down meal that'll run you about 5 to 10. The choice is yours.
Okay, so we've covered the big two, housing and food. But now we need to get into the nitty-gritty, the essential costs that you absolutely cannot ignore, the ones that often catch people by surprise. Listen up, because this is a really important piece of insider info, especially if you're eyeing one of those modern condos. The electricity bills can be way higher than you'd expect. A lot of the time, it's because those buildings are on a commercial rate, not a residential one. And to put a real number on it, for a two-bedroom apartment, especially in the hot season when you're blasting the air conditioning, you could easily be looking at 150, maybe even 200 euros a month, just for electricity. That's a significant cost you have to factor in.
All right, let's talk about something super important: healthcare. This is not something to take lightly. Medical care in the Philippines can be expensive. And as a foreigner, you're not getting any free public services. You have to be prepared for this.
And that's where an emergency fund comes in. And look, I'm not talking about your fund money or your travel savings. This is a separate stash of cash set aside specifically for medical emergencies. This is completely non-negotiable. It's an absolute must-have.
Okay, so we've looked at all the key pieces of the puzzle. Now let's put it all together and see what these two very different lifestyle paths actually look like when you add up the numbers for a typical month.
Now, just a quick note before we look at the totals. We're focusing on the core living expenses here. Things like going out, travel, hobbies, all that fun stuff is totally personal, and you'll have to layer that on top of this basic budget.
So let's lay it all out. On the expat comfort side, with the modern condo and imported groceries, you're looking at a core monthly budget of around 900 euros, maybe more. But if you switch over to the local living path, that number absolutely plummets to just 150 euros. The difference is it's staggering. It's night and day.
So, there you have it. The real cost of living in paradise isn't some fixed price tag. It's a choice. It's a series of decisions that only you can make based on what's important to you. So, the real question isn't what it costs, but which path will you choose to take? What kind of paradise are you really looking for?